What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with a very tech-savvy Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Ninja, I was watching my beloved Red Sox yesterday, and they're playing the spaghetti pirate, Spencer Arrighetti, and I was thinking he'd be serving him up meatballs, and instead he took him out back and struck him out 13 times. Just a masterful performance by Arrighetti. Ninja, how was he able to do my Red Sox so dirty?
Well, I mean, for one thing, he's on a ridiculous tear right now. These 13 strikeouts were the most strikeouts in a game by an Astros pitcher since Arrighetti did it his last outing. He's the first rookie pitcher in AL history to have back-to-back 12 strikeouts or more games. And only two pitchers have K'd 38 hitters or more in a 3-game span in the last 4 years. Will, do you know who they are? You know one of them.
I would guess DeGrom and Strider.
You would guess DeGrom and Spencer Arrighetti. Those are the only
Damn it.
two. Strider was a good guess, but even Strider pales in comparison with the spaghetti pirate. He had 13 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up only 2 runs, and dominated with his mix of curveballs, sweepers, and changeups. Here's a breakdown of his pitches. You can see he really mixed things up. Despite Arrighetti's dominance, the Astros barely slipped past the Red Sox 5-4. That's a moral victory, right, Will?
It is not, Ninja. They lost the game and they could have won it, and it sucks.
Do they move up in the standings for moral victories and stuff?
Perhaps, but we wouldn't know because they didn't get one this game.
He faced Josh Winkowski, who had 1 K in 3 innings as the opener. Gave up only 1 run. He had this 96-mile-an-hour paint. Now the rest of my whip around the league, Carlos Rodon had 6 Ks and 5 2/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits. He had these fastballs up to 99 miles an hour and absolutely painted with it. And I love this, as Rodon is trash-talking Langford basically here, and the umpire thought he was talking to him. He was telling Langford, if you don't like it, swing the bat, and he's getting like a lecture from the umpire. He's like, no, I wasn't talking to you.
Classic mix-up.
Rodon also had this slider, and the Yankees shut out the Rangers 8-0. He faced Nathan Eovaldi, who had 4 Ks in 3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these splitters, curveball, and cutter. The Oakland A's shut out the Blue Jays 1-0. Oswaldo Bido had 5 Ks and 6 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits. He had his elevated cutter and slider. He faced Yariel Rodriguez, who had 5 Ks and 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run on 5 hits, and had these sliders. Logan Webb had 8 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 run. He had these sweepers, including this filthy sweeper in the middle of the other batter's box that was swung at by Javi Baez.
He stinks.
I can't say I would do any better, but I sure as hell know I wouldn't do any worse. Look at the pitch plot of this pitch and where this pitch ended up. It is almost not on the screen here. That's how terrible this was. Logan Webb also had these changeups. He faced Alex Faedo, had 1 K and 1 scoreless inning as the opener, and had this slider. Matt Waldron had 5 Ks and 4 1/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. He had these fastballs and picked up a sword, as well as, of course, his knuckleballs. Here's a really pretty knuckleball, and look at this one. I know it's a ball, but this knuckleball has a mind of its own and broke 23 inches arm side, almost 2 feet of run on this thing. That's what it means by it catches a seam and just goes running away. The Padres paddled past the Marlins 9-8. He faced Roddery Munoz, who had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this inadvertent painted fastball and this slider. Garrett Cole was really good yesterday with 10 strikeouts and 5 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. And still, the Yankees lost to the Rangers 9-4. He had these heaters, these knuckle curves and sliders. He faced Cody Bradford, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run, and had this changeup and curveball. Patrick Corbin wasn't great yesterday. He had 2 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 4 runs. But the Nats still got the W and won 5-4. He had these sliders and picked up a sword. He faced Griffin Canning, who had no strikeouts, so he gets no highlights. Sorry, Griffin. In the pitcher's duel of the day, the Amish pitcher Tobias Myers faced off against Nick Martinez, and the Brewers ended up winning 1-0 over the Reds. Tobias Myers was absolutely electric. I guess he can't be electric if he's an Amish farmer.
Unless it's Rumspringa. That's correct, Ninja.
He had 9 Ks and 7 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits. He had this painted fastball, this changeup, and curveball. And he faced Nick Martinez, who had 7 Ks and 7 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit, and had this painted fastball and these changeups. The Guardians downed the Twins 2-1. Devin Williams had 3 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 1 run. He had these fastballs and cutters/sliders. I think he's still calling this a slider, but he changed the movement profile of this pitch, and it looks a lot more like a cutter. He got Ks on him. We don't care what it's called as long as no one hits it. He faced Simeon Woods Richardson, who had 7 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 2 runs, had this elevated fastball and changeup. Michael Waka had 6 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these cutters, curveballs, and changeups. Really didn't go hard in the mother paint here. As the Royals shot down the Cards 8-3. He faced Andre Palante, who had 4 Ks and 5 2/3 innings, giving up only 1 earned run, had this slider and curveball, and picked up a sword. The Orioles flew past the Rays 7-5. Corbin Burns had 5 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this cutter, slider, and picked up a sword on his curveball. Justin Steele had 8 Ks and 6 innings, giving up no earned runs as the Cubs beat the White Sox 3-1, because if anybody's playing the White Sox, they beat the White Sox. Justin Steele dominated with these sliders. He faced Chris the Snake Flex, who had 1 K and 4 scoreless innings. He did give up 4 walks, so the command was and had this curveball. Max Fried had 9 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, as the Braves outscored the Rockies 11-8. Not my favorite game to watch, to be honest. I don't like a lot of runs, Will. He had this sword on this fastball, had this changeup, and nasty curveballs. In what I thought would be the pitching matchup of the day, Zach Gallen faced Aaron Nola, and it really wasn't much of a pitcher's duel. The D-backs absolutely killed the Phillies 11-1. Zach Gallen had 3 Ks and 4 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run, had this 97-mile-an-hour paint, as well as this changeup and knuckle curve. And he faced Aaron Nola, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this knuckle curve. Paul Skenes had 8 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. He had these fastballs and painted with this one at 99 miles an hour. Had these wicked splitters. Got Shohei on this one. That one is absolutely disgusting. And here's an overlay of his fastball and splinker. You can see why that splinker can be tough to hit. It comes in looking like that fastball, but the velo difference and the drop get the hitter. He also had this changeup, this slider, and curveball, but gave up a home run on his splinker for the first time in his major league career. This one to Teoscar Hernandez. And you can see Skenes look at it and say, "You gotta be kidding me." Skenes struggled a little bit in this outing. His velo was down about a mile an hour. He averaged only 97.7 on his fastball. I say only, but for him, it's only 97.7 miles an hour on his fastball. And the Dodgers beat the Pirates 4-1. He faced River Ryan, who had 4 Ks and 4 2/3 scoreless innings. He had this fastball, this curveball, this slider while he messed with timing, and then had to leave the game due to forearm tightness. We're sending up prayers to River Ryan. The Mariners beat the Mets 4-0. Logan Gilbert was outstanding with 6 strikeouts and 7 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits. He had this absolutely beautiful painted 98-mile-an-hour heater, these cutters, and these splitters at 590 and 562 RPMs. Yep, there are knuckleballs that have more spin than Logan Gilbert's splitters. These things are absolutely disgusting. He faced Sean Manaea. I decided Sean Manaea's song should be Sean Manaea. Do 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 do. Manaea had 3 Ks in 3 innings, giving up 3 runs. Had his fastball and elevated 2-seamer, and, of course, his new song. Now into my filthiest relievers. Emmanuel Clase had this 101 and 102-mile-an-hour cutter. Pete Fairbanks had this gross changeup. Brant Herter had this painted sweeper. Of course, I have to feature Brant, as he threw in my basement. Michael Kopech had this cutter and elevated fastball. Hector Neris had these wicked splitters. And Robert Suarez had this 100-mile-an-hour gas. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, Devin Williams and his perfectly painted airbender. Look at this pitch. The airbender is back, and I am so excited. At number 4, Carlos Rodon and his perfectly painted 99-mile-an-hour heater. And number 3, Logan Gilbert and his low spin rate splitters. And number 2, the Spaghetti Pirate and all of his stuff. And at number 1, Mason motherfucking Miller, who had 3 Ks, topping out at 103.3 miles an hour, and had this 90-mile-an-hour slider. Love watching this dude pitch. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. I may not be a major league manager or a major league player, but I would have thrown home here.
Bellinger around third, they're going to wave him home. The throw is cut off and no throw home.
Like, what is up with this? Throw the ball. My picks of the day today, I'm going to start out with Spencer Schwellenbach for 6 Ks or more. Then I'm going to take Hunter Brown for 6 Ks or more. And top it off with Hayden Birdsong for 6 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?